Well, guys, he managed to do it. Kefka got rid of every grain of sand around his tower. Unfortunately, we were not able to walk up along here previously and did have to fly over here, but good evening, guys. It is March 31st. I'm GunArmDine. Call me Dine. Welcome to part 20 of Let's Play Final Fantasy VI: The Eternal Crystals. As said, it is time to invade Kefka's domain by air. As Setzer said, right, we're going in! I really don't trust that guy to pilot when drunk, but it's time to seal away the cloud of darkness. What's wrong, sus? The dark crystals are keeping the world in darkness. If we destroy the statues, what'll happen? I'm really not sure, but all Espers will have to reunite with the crystal shards. And then? What will happen to Tina? That is a very poignant question, given her nature. Okay, I have everyone set up to do the path as I see fit. I'm going to make the 3 required party members the party leaders. And I basically have people split up into various groups as I deemed necessary. And I'm just making sure I have everyone split up the way I want them to be split up. I have this written down, so I'm making sure I get it properly. Make sure each team has 2 magic users, except for Realm. I'm not going to take Realm. I'm going to replace her with Biggs. Block and Tars on this one. I have 2 magic users except for Realm, and at least 1 character who can use the throw command, which is why Zemus is in that first party. And we want Mash. So Realm and Mog, you stay and watch the airship. We have a 10-year-old girl and a Moogle piloting this thing. As we jump in, every team has a pair of sprint shoes and a ward bangle. Most of this is going to be battles, so there's going to be a lot of heavy editing after we encounter each one. But I'm going to plan on going through the entire dungeon all the way up until the final bosses. Up until right before the final boss. The dark crystals are up ahead. So it's divided into 3 groups. Use the Y button to switch between them. Basically, you want to go as far as each group can get before you switch over. And loot the treasure along the way. Trainer Cap. That is a helmet for Mog that improves his success of control. But he can't equip it since we don't have them. Okay, Great Behemoth and Legion. These guys are not too problematic. Legions are kind of wimps. Yep, Mash can take them out in 1 hit. See if Dragon Sog works on those Great Behemoths, because while I do have Mash on here, this is not the best damage dealing party I have in the setup. Oh crap, Meteor! Let's see how much this hurts. Oh, not too bad. Oh, I need to do a quick arrangement of my items, but yeah, that Great Behemoth wasn't too bad. There are worse enemies in here. Want to make sure those Ninja Stars are on top. I'm going to be using pretty much all of them throughout this area. And continuing on. Gonna have a new set of enemies in here. And these outsiders are actually they actually drop a weapon for Shadow that's actually better than what I have for him at the moment. And I should have just had Strago undo the Toad, but too late now. I'll get another chance. Oh, Celeste, counterattack. I don't remember what Celeste has. I think she has the Falchion, because I gave the Dragon Blade to Tina. She's going to need it for the boost she gets as part of the final battle. She's going to be my final team. But I'll have a new weapon for Celeste before long. And if I'm lucky, these guys will drop a Strato, which is that weapon for Shadow I mentioned. I don't need it, but it's just handy to have. No luck. Fixed Dice, weapon for Setzer, which does varying amounts of damage based on his rolls. No treasure chest over there. Want to come in here? And Team 1 has already hit a dead end. So, Edgar, you're up. And their first battle was enemy ran into. Pretty sure I gave this group a ward bangle. Yeah. What's wrong with you, Shadow? You're a ninja. You're supposed to be avoiding these guys. Another chest over here. Minerva. Armor for the women. White Dragon. These guys are new. These are probably the hardest enemies in the area. So let's focus on one at a time. They have about 20,000 HP. but could be worse. And that Dragon Blade will randomly cast Flare. And you should finish off the other one. 3, yep. One shot? Not quite. Thank you, Biggs. The only enemy group we haven't run into in this segment are the Great Marlboros. Up here... What is with the number of battles? I should be avoiding these things. Attack Star, the best throw in Ninja Star in the game. But Ninja Stars are good enough. Okay, normally there's an optional boss in the left cell over here. Not so optional in this version.
I'm Lich, Fiend of Earth. Now you shall be buried. And also, get out!
Yeah, sorry, Kevin. But this guy's actually the easiest boss in the area. Just hit him. He'll go down in like one round. Especially after Edgar lands. Oh. Fastest jump ever! And he's got the Holy Lance, so... Oh. That was doing 10,000 each. Yep. What a joke! If only he was this easy in the original Final Fantasy. Did not even get a chance to attack. I love it. And a Hades shield. That is actually for Dark Knight Cayenne. And new enemies. Yojimbo. These enemies are actually very, very dangerous because they can basically retaliate and kill you instantly. But I'm basically showcasing them because they're here. Trade-off. So that if it hits, it kills you as well. That's the best way to put it. But after we've defeated the Lich, or Leech, if whatever you want to say. I really should do regular attacks with Shadow. He's got the 8 hits. And I think Biggs is gonna... Nope, he parried it. Good job. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, well, Shadow has the 8 weapons. Got plenty of tents. Always rest up and save whenever you get to a save point. That's the key to surviving this dungeon. Bring as many healing items as you can afford. And split your team up wisely. Have at least one heavy hitter, one person who can spread out damage fairly well, and one dedicated black mage at least, or one dedicated healer. If you take the right big pipe, you'll go back to where that attack star was. That's the way to backtrack. Force shield, one of those. Okay, there's a Great Marlboro. So we've run into every enemy set in this area. And this will take a moment while Shadow attacks and Edgar jumps. We'll be able to take out the Void Dragon without too much trouble. I don't think Shadow will be able to one-shot him though. Yeah, that's another sprite borrowed from, I believe it's the GBA version of Final Fantasy II. I could be wrong. Got along the path here. Before you go into that door over there, you need to hit this switch to let Team 1 be able to continue on. But we'll switch back to them later. Any more treasure over here? Yes, there is. And a forest armor. Really not worth it, but hey, might as well clean everything out while we're looting the place. Kefka's not going to miss it. And normally there's a dragon in that spot in the original game. That one was removed here. Just continue on. Yep, new enemy. A demon toad shouldn't be too much of a problem. Yeah, counting on Tina to avoid that trade-off. And if either one of those swords utilizes an instant kill move, that thing will be gone. Shadow will stop attacking. Oh well. And we're actually at the next part, so we're done with Team 2 at the moment. Then for Team 3. Unfortunately, I actually find Setzer to be the worst magic user overall in the game. He'll get a super accessory, but not until we defeat the last dragon. Chest here, there's nothing here on the other end. That Gaia robe is basically Realm's best piece of armor. And the path is straightforward from here. There is a small branch off, as I'll showcase. So, hero ring. This conveyor belt is a one-way path, but that pipe on the left, you can enter it from above, and you'll head back to the beginning that way. And you'll see some new enemies in here. You may notice in the top left there. I think someone's wanting to ambush us. Fortunately, that's the only way we can go. Hey, you look kind of familiar. Didn't we find you as a statue in the last part? Yep, one last round against Gilgamesh. He brought 2 Skull Eaters along. You got too far! Stay away from the Dark Crystals! Death Blade. Yeah, instant death. Of course, the Nut Eaters. Oh, crap. Yeah, they're gonna be the bigger problem other than Gilgamesh. So I'll take them out first. Too many ways to die in one hit in these areas. But Setzer, you know Ultima. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a gold hairpin or anything to reduce his MP casting, but that's okay. We're right next to a save point. So we'll double up with Ultima again. Yeah, Kayan's going to be kind of an MVP in this area. Counter with Death Blade, huh? Yeah, we'll bring him back. Really don't need to worry too much about casting Re-Raise in this battle. Or the next couple, but there are some where you want to cast it. And follow up with another Ultima. That should kill the second Skull Eater. And Skull Eaters are kind of a hidden enemy on Final Fantasy V. Very dangerous. Yeah, we'll bring you back. So, Arise, and another Ultima. Because there's no kill like overkill, right guys? Of course, in this game, you can't have too much overkill. Ultima, Meteor, dual-wielding Ultima weapons with the Genji glove. Of course, that's in the original, not on this one. And unfortunately, even Kayan's not immune to that. This cannot be! I am immortal! I have no idea how to read that. But he invokes the trope on himself because there is a "this cannot be." So another Zantetsuken. I did not need to get one at the Coliseum. These guys are new, so let's go ahead and fight them. But I actually don't mind trading in that's. Oh crap. Okay, no good on anybody. Oh, what? You're just wasting your time. I don't mind trading in the Paladin sword for the other Zantetsuken, because that way Shadow can still equip one. I can give the second one to Celeste once I switch back to that team. Top everybody off. This group has a couple of nasty boss fights, so I want to keep them topped off. Okay, no one has to worry about level 5 death for a while. Another enemy, the Landworm. He's not too bad, he'll go down quickly. If these guys don't finish him, Kayan will. Yeah, already dead. Easy set. More treasure to loot. A Mega Elixir. It is basically an elixir that affects the whole party. There's another switch that will allow Team 1 to progress further. Rainbow Brush, Realm's best weapon in this version. And before I forget, I'm going to sort my items and replace the Ninja Stars, because the Mega Elixir you want to have accessible for a certain moment in the final boss fight. Do not use it anywhere else. Unfortunately, you see pretty much all the same enemies in these areas. Continuing forward. And time for the final dragon. There's one here in the original game, but this one is slightly different. Making a cameo from Final Fantasy III, it is the two-headed dragon. One of the final bosses in that game. And goodbye, Locke. Yeah, this guy is highly resistant to physical attacks. So if Locke and Tarza die, it's not too big of a deal. Even though Locke does have can throw the Ninja Stars. Well, you suck. But basically, Kayan is the MVP in this guy against this guy. He's about 60,000 HP. Most of attacks won't harm Kyan. If Locke can get an attack in, that'll help too. But yeah, this guy is one of the harder dragons, but also one of the easier at the same time. It's kind of in the middle. And Will-O-the-Wisp, if it hits Kyan, it won't hurt. If it hits Locke, it'll kill him. Stun Wing, he's probably stopped. Yep. But, yep, just spam Ultima. And survive long enough to do so. Again, it's just a waste of time and MP to cast Re-Raise on everybody, given how quickly they die. Let's see if Locke lasts long enough for his stop to be undone. Actually, his Gigavolt may kill him. No, only hit one. You're just striking a pose, waiting to attack. I always thought Locke's ready for attack position was one of the coolest in the game. It's also useful outside of battle because it looks like he's putting his hand on someone's shoulder. He should be dead after one more set. Good thing too, I'm about out of MP. Thank you, Locke. Good! Saved me another 254 MP. Well, Kyan revives Setzer and Setzer revives Tard, the lazy bums. Keep dying on us. So the Whisper Ring. Defeated all 8 dragons. Dragon Seal has been broken. And for that we get the Magicite Crusader. So after a quick revival here. Excuse me. I'm not going to equip it, but it is the only Esper that teaches the spell Meltdown, the most powerful fire-based attack in the game. Fire-based spell in the game, as it will hit all enemies and allies, but if they're immune to fire, it will do nothing. Oh, I should mention, I ran into some Yojimbos in that last battle. It is a very good Rage for Gao to learn. Those teams done. Time to catch up to these guys. Give Celeste the other Zantetsuken and continue on. So, ruins of the Magitech Research Facility. They look exactly the same. And some new enemies. Take these guys out. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. In fact, Brain Blast will confuse somebody. Could be worse. Oh, thanks for watching, Cincy Boiler 41. I didn't notice you in the chat until now. Hope you enjoyed it. Now, in here is the only room in the game where you can fight some powerful dragons. Let's see if I run into them. Yep, Fiend Dragon. They have a very nasty ability, and of course it gives me 2 of them. But they usually use it as a counterattack, so I'll let Mash handle that. I'm keeping the character on standby just to be safe. Oh, thank you, Mash. No problem, brother. Always love doing the Hulk Hogan voice for him. But those guys have an ability called Heartless Angel. Actually, the Kaiser Dragon had it. Path is open thanks to Team 3. Another Tax Star, which will actually not be used. And continue on into here. So everyone's kind of caught up. Now, if you want a unique piece of blue magic for Strago, put him in Team 1 and go left here. Oh, Gamma, we fought this guy in the Coliseum. Oh, one Zemus. And an Esper. Thank you, Titan. We actually summoned him with the Esper Claws before we actually got him as an Esper. Atomic Ray, that means he's usually dead. And no effect on Celeste. Oh, I forgot to give the Whisper Ring to Setzer. That's his ultimate accessory. Okay, up next you need to actually push those 4-ton weights. But you can't, of course, you can't squish your own party members. The Whisper Ring actually doubles as sprint shoes for Setzer, so I'm going to replace those. It's a slight change in vigor, but nice boost all around for him. Unfortunately, he had auto-cast float as well. So each team push one of the 4-ton weights. And after that, come back up here, sound the switches. Edgar, you're next. And repeat. Yeah, this is probably the most puzzle-heavy dungeon in the game, and even then, it's really not that bad. That opens the path for Team 3. They're going to head up and hit that switch in the center. After the platform appears, of course. That opens the way forward for everybody else. We're going to continue on with Team 3 for now. And they're going to fight one more boss. Right here. So this is the Guardian, an invincible enemy in the World of Balance, but otherwise not a problem in this fight, because you can actually beat him. It's not focused on full defense. And actually not too dangerous either. So, just going to do the usual. See if Kyan does more damage by attacking. Ah, 12,000. Dual cast ultimate would do more, but of course, animation's longer. This guy is again not too hard. I think about 50,000 HP or a little more than that. I didn't scan him. He's usually down before he can become a big threat. Let's just see if we can mug him and get anything. Oh. Bye-bye. If you ever run into this thing in the World of Balance, just run away. But absolutely no reward other than a save point. And as usual, always rest and heal up. This team has one more boss fight to go. And I'm going to be honest here, it's at this point in the game where the boss fights go from challenging to brutally unfair. Just watch. We have Tiamat, the Fiend of Wind from Final Fantasy I. Basically, Wave Storm, don't bother reviving anybody. He's going to spam this thing. Thankfully, Kyan absorbs it. Setzer can take a couple. Oh, it actually missed again. Or Tarza. So he can, but he's not going to last long. Shrapnel. Yep, already dead. If you have anyone who can be hurt, who can be killed by these bosses, you are not going to win. So Kyan is just going to be spamming Ultima to kill this guy as quickly as possible. Setzer's going to probably get one off. And joy. But yeah, it's at this point of the game, these guys, the first few bosses in this area were not difficult. They were challenging. Blaster. Goodbye, Setzer. That shouldn't affect him. But yeah, all these instant death abilities, all these attacks that hit for 9999. Oh, it just stopped being fun. And I basically had to cater my teams to defeat these guys during practice, and unfortunately it only gets worse from here. The final boss is it's really easy in the original game. He's just made obscenely cheap in this version, and based on the video title for the stream, at least, it may change when I upload, this is the point where the game stops becoming fun. And it's really sad too, because the Metroid Quest did such a good job up until now. Just making these final bosses so painfully, annoyingly difficult. But I've decided to stick it out to the end, so you guys are going to get to see it all. In fact, I was on a stream on Monday night, watching a friend of mine doing a hard type hack of the original game, just increasing the difficulty. And he had actually played this. But he did not fight the Kaiser Dragon. He couldn't figure out how to get to that castle, so he got a sneak peek on part 19. I mean, look at they just spamming Blaster. The only thing stopping Cyan from dying right now, Kyan, is the fact that he's immune to instant death thanks to that Paladin's equipment. I don't know if you could even beat this guy if Kyan was not a Paladin. Moon Crystal destroyed! No! No, Sailor Moon can't transform now! What have we done? We just doomed the world to be overrun by the Death Busters! She got a Moon Crystal transformation in Season 3! Dragon Lance, best weapon, best spear in the game, give it to Edgar. And I really have no idea why they do that. All it does is just put you 5 steps back, but another save point. This will be pretty much the final save point in the game. So Team 3, you stay here. It's time to move back to Team 1. Alright, Celeste, just come back down here. Now for this next boss, have everyone be as immune to water as you can. Because it is Kraken from Final Fantasy 1. You'll find out very quickly. He's going to spam water attacks. However, he's also very weak against thunder. So I'm going to save some MP. And I'll just mimic that, save even more MP. Yeah, his tentacle attack is probably the most dangerous, so just heal up as necessary. He will change tactics in the middle of battle. Actually, yeah, Strago should learn Big Wave there. But yeah, Celeste and Strago, they're the only ones worth keeping alive. Neither one of them has dual cast, but still not too big of a problem. This guy's probably the hardest of the 3, just because of that. And Celeste can handle a couple of those. Once he starts flashing like that, switch from Thundaga to Ultima. He's going to spam a couple water-based abilities and cast Reflect on himself. So just switch to Ultima. Thankfully that will heal Celeste. And he'll heal himself for a little bit of damage, but the 2 Ultimas will counter that. If you don't have White Wind, that was a chance to learn it. And Force Field. This is the only enemy who will use that ability. It will completely nullify one of the 8 elements. And this is the only enemy who casts that in the entire game. Only opportunity for Strago to learn it. Another tentacle. Could have hurt more. Now, I could have stolen the relic that reduces all MP cost to 1 from the Aquilas in the Phoenix Cave, but only Strago can equip it. Good counter. Top off everyone's HP just to be on the safe side. This guy probably will not heal himself again. But I came in knowing what to expect, so I'm not as frustrated as I was in practice. Of course, then I was trying to revive everybody. Some Osmos, and then yeah, he'll slowly force field everything, but we have Ultima, non-elemental. Yeah, if he nullifies lightning, you may be a little bit in trouble. Another tentacle. You're just a naughty boy. He's going after Celeste with that thing. Cross, that could be bad. Okay, thankfully it missed. That was one of those abilities that liked to hit for 9999 on everybody. I don't remember him using it during practice. He should be about dead though. Yep, Force Crystal destroyed. The light grows stronger. Wait a sec, did we just fulfill Anakin Skywalker's mission without him? I don't know, I think we destroyed the entire Force. Well, enough Star Wars references now. So we've got the Moon Crystal, the Force Crystal, and Kefka's actually the Shadow Crystal. There's the Masamune. Shadow's best weapon in this version. So if you get the Strato, that and the Masamune are, in conjunction, are his 2 best weapons, but I have the extra Zantetsuken for him as well. Get everybody rested up. Now, I will not stay on the save point with this team. Just move a little forward. And step on these switches. Team 3. Actually, you're Team 2. There's actually one more enemy set in here that I haven't run into yet. I may or may not do so. But the final statue. Well, I fought more outsiders in that battle and actually got a Strato for Shadow, but it's already outclassed! A good thing I fought that battle too. It reminded me to re-equip these guys. Okay, now for the statue. So Marlith, aka Carrie from Final Fantasy 1, depending on which version you're playing. This is probably the easiest of the three. Just hit her with the most damaging attacks you have, and she'll go down quickly. Yeah, even healed Biggs there. So doing slightly enough damage to warrant not throwing a Ninja Star. Lullaby, should just cast Sleep. See, of course the thing is she's surrounded, and thankfully you can only attack one side at a time. There are exceptions. I think Ultima and Meteor and Meltdown will hit everything, regardless if you're surrounded or not. Love Token. Protect me. Basically, Tina will throw herself in the way of any regular attack. So Biggs may hit her by accident, and it'll wear off eventually. And Shadow actually woke up, thankfully. And what's also nice is, even if you jump, the Dragon Spear will randomly cast Meteor. Oh! He threw Tina! And she protected She protected her from herself! I've never seen that happen before. Oh, goodbye. Goodbye, Edgar. This guy's about gone, though. Or this gal. Yeah, Holy Crystal destroyed. I thought they were the Dark Crystals. How can you have the Dark Crystal be holy? Oh well. That went better in practice. I didn't lose anybody. Still, again, probably the easiest of the three. So we have the Excalibur. And Tina, Celeste, and a couple others can equip it. I'm actually going to give it to Biggs, because it actually drains MP when you swing with it. Destroy the Dark Crystals and magical power will not disappear. Kef could drain the statue's power. Source of magic. So I'm going to give that to Biggs. Very nice boost for him. And with that, going to rest up. And this actually went by quicker than I thought. I thought this was going to be closer to an hour. But once all teams are in position, we'll continue on to the final battle. With that, we're going to stop for here. Stop for now. I'm Gunarm Dine. Call me Dine. If life is giving you a hard day, never be afraid to eat your pudding with a fork. You guys take care.